Hey guys, Avery, come from hood. Here talk sports like you know who would. Loves the Packers, hates the Pats, and you might even see Bill the Cat.
Yo, 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 now welcome back. That's his catchphrase, Man in Black. His name is Avry, he's no Joe Rowe. Here he comes, now enjoy the show.
Yo, 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 folks, what is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome back, Avry Sports Show on a Wednesday night. Couldn't do it yesterday on Tuesday. I was in the airport in Toronto waiting for my flight back to Edmonton, so we are doing it tonight. Fantastic to be back here in Avry Studios. Anyway, folks, jam-packed show for you tonight. We're talking the BioSteel Hockey Camp, which I covered yesterday. Fantastic stuff with BioSteel, interviewed Mike Camilleri, Matt Nickel, Gary Roberts, Cody Hodgson. A fantastic event. I loved it. I love going to camp. Hopefully, BioSteel has me back again next year. Fantastic stuff. Hey, try BioSteel sports supplements. Either their drink powder, their protein shakes. Good stuff. Good for your body. No preservatives. Better than Gatorade. Keeps you going. Hashtag drink the pink. Fantastic stuff with the BioSteel Hockey Camp. We're going to talk some college football with Dan Shirley, talk some Washington State Cougars football. Yes, that's right. Dan Shirley is going to call to the program. It really is 2012. No, Dan's a good guy, does writing for sportsminds.org. Very bright guy, Dan Shirley. He's a big lacrosse head, covers the Washington State, Seattle Sounders. Knows his college football. I know as college football season starting up again, down south of the border. And me being a Notre Dame fan, I know they're playing in Ireland against Navy. That'll be interesting though. That'll be really interesting though. See Notre Dame play Navy in Ireland. I know Brian Kelly hates that, but you know what? It's different. I always think it's unique when the NCAA has games outside the U.S. I like it. I always think it's incredibly interesting when we get NCAA college football games outside of America. It's so rare. I know we had the International Bowl, which happened in Toronto, but that was canceled a few years ago. I like the International Bowl. That was where we saw Donald Brown really break out with the Connecticut Huskies. Had a heck of a game rushing. It's so interesting, though, really watching college football, because you see which teams, Washington State, they're a team that loves to throw the ball. They're a team that loves to throw deep. Running backs aren't really used all that much. They're a quarterback university, Washington State. And Mike Leach, that's right, former New Mexico head coach Mike Leach is now in charge of the Washington State program, which has stumbled upon some hard times. I know last year they went 4-8. And they kicked things off against BYU on ESPN. Have Dan talk about that game. And a little bit of a quarterback controversy there. Mike Leach hasn't really named his starter yet. Leach hasn't really gone with who he's going to have as a starting quarterback. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see who Mike Leach goes as his gunslinger for the game against the Birmingham Young squad. Anyway, folks, want to call to the program. Number to call, 780-628-1771, extension code 260, or email the show at fightingpike1@hotmail.com, or join the livestream.com chat. Have a ball, have a blast, have a cookie, have a fried egg mixed with shrimp and rhubarb, whatever. Have a ball with that stuff. You know it's all goodness. Woo! And also, too, talk some MLB baseball. Jose Bautista, he's done for the year. His wrist injured again. The Blue Jays just cannot buy a break. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, bad choice of words. All they get is the breaks. Them's the breaks for his Blue Jay squad. So much hope. And everybody, left, right, and center, is ending up on this able list. Boy, does it suck for Blue Jay fans, myself included, as you can see the jersey behind me. And tomorrow morning, I will be at the Joffrey Lupo Golf Tournament at the Blackhawk Golf Course in Spruce Grove. Fun stuff talking to Joffrey. Other NHL guys will be down there. It's going to be so much fun. Shenanigans galore. We'll bring you some footage from that tournament. I went last year, had a blast. I tried to get some guys to use my cheap 1950s golf clubs. No one wanted to. We'll see who we can get to play with my antique clubs. That'll be fantastic stuff. We'll take our first commercial break. Be right back. We'll get Dan Shirley on the line. Avry Sports Show, livestream.com/Avry Sports. Stay tuned, or I will put dynamite in your mailbox. Kaboom! Come on. And we are back. Avry Sports Show, the webcast, livestream.com. I said it. He's on the line now. Mr. Dan Shirley, how you doing, sir?
Pretty good. How about you?
Not too bad. We're doing up well in Canada land with our Canadian bacon and maple syrup and all that jazz.
And your cops on horses? Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, I saw a few about ones in Toronto. There was quite a few in Toronto, Dan. So the stereotypes are true.
Good to hear.
Anyway, folks, we want to talk some Washington State football. I know your program lately. You guys have fallen on some hard times. I know the Mike Leach era is in now. What do you think's gonna have changed now, Dan?
Well, with Paul Wolf gone, yeah, our former coach, former Wazoo alumni. I don't know. That was kind of a sad story that he left since people liked him, but wasn't that good of a coach. But now that he's gone, there's been basically a remaking of the entire program. We just built a brand new club seats, and since Leach's hiring, we've already sold 4,000 new season tickets. So we definitely have money coming in, and everyone is hyped for his new air raid offense.
Of course, I know now your first game was against BYU. I know BYU last year, they were a 10-3 ball club. And it's interesting now because Leach, I mentioned before the break, he hasn't even starting quarterback yet for the game against BYU.
Yeah. On the depth chart, it says that it's Jeff Toole or Connor Halliday, but it's Jeff Toole. Like, he's not fooling anybody. They've both been taking reps at practice with the first team, but yeah, Halliday was coming off a decent season, but that's because Jeff Toole was injured, broke his collarbone.
Right.
He has more experience, so you got to stick with the experienced guy.
That's true. And of course, Jeff Toole, he's a good quarterback. Of course, you mentioned last year broken collarbone, but in 2010, he had 19 passing touchdowns. So I guess he'd be a quality choice for quarterback against BYU, Dan.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
I was saying how, Toole, you mentioned he's a good quarterback. He had 19 touchdown passes before he broke his collarbone in 2010.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, that was a horrible year for us. And, in fact, we were actually running the ball, even though we had a decent passing game. So with Mike Leach, those 19 touchdowns, I could easily see him increasing, going to 35. Yeah, 35, maybe 40 touchdowns. So.
No, that'd be great for you guys. I know watching Washington State football, it's been a long time. It's been quite a few years, almost 10 years since you guys have made the postseason.
Yeah, I believe that was 2003.
Oh, 3, yeah.
Yeah, we've kind of hit a dry spell, but with Leach's 10 years at Texas Tech and 10 bowls, I don't know. I believe it's ESPN has us predicted to go to the NACO Bowl down in Vegas. So.
No, go ahead, Dan.
Oh, yeah. So if we make it to that bowl, that'll be 2 trips to Vegas, and us Cougars like to party, so Vegas might actually be on fire. So.
No, I saw. I know one thing though. The big thing for you guys that the offensive line has to improve because it'll be all for naught if Jeff Toole is on his back most of the game because that's been one of the big holes has been your offensive line, Dan.
Yeah, I believe I can't remember right now, but we graduated a couple, and in fact, we lost our main center 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, and he was good, and ever since then, our center has been kind of lacking, and yeah, Toole is actually mobile, so that will help if he stays healthy, but I would love to see him stay inside more, give him some time, and bomb it deep. But a good thing about Leach's offense is he does like the quick release, so that should work well with our weak offensive line.
No, that is true, and of course, I'm hearing good things about Gabe Marks, though, the true freshman. What do you think about Gabe Marks coming out wide receiver as a true freshman, Dan?
He's definitely he's amazingly good. He will be our second receiver, I'd say, at the end of the year. There's no way that he's going to pass Marquise Wilson. Andre Lentz will have a good season, but so it could be either of those. Marks is currently projected as the Z receiver, so far right outside. So would love to see him do some maybe post routes or deep slants. And from a couple practices I saw, he was making good catches in traffic, holding onto the ball. So yeah, he's definitely going to be an impact maker and definitely helps draw some of the pressure away from Marquise.
Right, no, that'll be true. Of course, now this game against BYU, of course, the whole storyline is, Mike Leach going back to his alma mater where he went to BYU. I mean, that'll be even more of a factor for him to try and get this first win for his first game as the head coach of Washington State, Dan.
Yeah, funny story. I was actually coming home from class and literally almost rode my bike into the back of the bus as they were leaving to the airport. So that would have been bad, but
Wait,
it's going to be interesting seeing him go back to his alma mater. They're, I believe, currently 12.5-point favorites,
yeah.
which is less than the 13.5 when they opened up. BYU is a good team. It's kind of our hopefully amazing offense matched up with their great defense, and then their good offense matched up with our atrocious defense. So, if I'm going to be honest,
Yeah.
I could see it go either way. BYU will probably win due to we're just implementing new offense, and we have a lot of youth. But I could honestly see us starting off 1-0 with this, but it's going to be a close game either way. Don't see it being more than a touchdown either way for either team.
I have to agree with you in that, Dan. But hang on. You almost rode your bike into the back of the bus. You gotta tell this story. How did this happen, Dan?
Okay, so I was coming home from class, and we have a massive hill down from the bars on campus. I was not there, so no drinking and driving. That's bad. But yeah, traffic was stopped right in front of our athletic complex, and I didn't see anything, so I dipped over to the right into the bike lane, and all of a sudden, a giant Wazoo bus parked right there, swerved to the left, was probably a couple inches from hitting the bus. Didn't see it behind everything, so yeah, could have broken the bus because I can definitely do that. So
Oh, jeez, man. That would be a poor ending to see you end that way running the back of the bus. That'd be a terrible ending for one Dan, surely.
yeah, especially with all the people walking around, would have ruined all my street cred.
Your street cred, eh, Dan?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're mentioning though the defense though. I know that's been one of your Achilles' heel is that the defense, to steal from Bart Scott, hasn't been able to stop a nosebleed in the NCAA.
Yeah. I don't know. One of the big stories that we've been running into with Mike Leach is his strict policy about discipline and not allowing anyone, his rules are don't do drugs, don't hit women, don't steal, which are great rules to live by, but unfortunately our defense likes to hit women, steal, and smoke weed, so so we lost all of our linebackers, so that we're going to have a real young, inexperienced squad there, so teams are going to run the ball on us, which is going to look bad against Oregon and USC especially, or just kidding, we don't play USC, so that's actually good. But yeah, our secondary is going to be pretty decent, I think. Not super good, but Deion Buchanan, our strong safety, he's one of my personal favorites. He had a decent year last year. Played a couple interceptions, but he's definitely going to be a game changer now that he's junior. All the other players are starting to respect him. But Travis Long, he's now on the outside as a outside linebacker instead of a D-end. He is senior, projected as a late NFL or late round pick, possibly 7th. So could definitely bring the pressure if you give him any time.
No, of course. Yeah, you mentioned Deion. I mean, he was starting tackles with 60 tackles last year. I mean, to have 60 tackles, that's no slouch at all, Dan.
Yeah. In addition to his tackle numbers, he's really good in pursuit and containment. So if you send someone on a deep route, which is his zone, then yeah, he's good at taking them outside, maybe getting a finger on the ball, stopping, getting possession while he's inbound. So, yeah, I'm not sure what his tip counter they catch or if they track that, but yeah, it has to be up there.
Right, of course. And you mentioned though the guys that guys have been dismissed, guys have been charged with assault and smoking weed. It's funny because up here in Edmonton, though, we get your news, we get Washington State news via KHQ. So I see every week, I've seen all these stories every single week at midnight here in Edmonton. It's funny to see, Dan.
Yeah, yeah, I don't believe that you've ever been out here, but we live in the middle of a wheat field, hour and a half from Spokane, which is the biggest city over here. And then, so there's not a lot to do. So all the athletes, especially basketball players and football players, just tend to do illegal stuff because they think they can get away with it since they pretty much run the town. But Leach is trying to clean up our image, which I really like.
Well, that's a good thing though, because yeah, Mike Leach, he's been known, his reputation, he's a guy who's known for no nonsense. That's what he's known as in the NCAA, Dan. That's a good thing to bring in Mike Leach.
Yeah, especially what happens. You mess around and he locks you in a dark closet and ends up getting fired. But
Yeah, well, we talked about that on the show, and that was kind of an odd situation back in Mexico. I mentioned about that. That was kind of a strange situation with a concussion problem with Mike Leach in there.
yeah, you have stories on both sides. I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened exactly because I've heard both sides of the story, but I don't know. He's our coach, so tend to side with the Pirate captain.
That's right. Of course, one more thing here that I know I mentioned. One thing you didn't mention, special teams. I mean, you guys, you have Andrew Freeney, a kicker, 14 of 16 as a junior. That's not too bad for a kicker who's a junior for go 14 for 16.
Oh, he definitely improved last year. It's a side note, and if you guys want to impress your friends, Andrew Fernie, we refer to him as Fergie, and so we start spelling out like Fergie and Fergalicious and all of those songs. So, but anyways, back on topic. Yeah, Fernie, he definitely improved last year. He was quite poor his freshman year, but the one bad thing about him is he does not have any distance on his kick. If you get him inside, kicking from inside the 30, yeah, he'll make most of them, but inside the 20, he's spot on. So that's why we actually brought in the kicker from Oregon to do kickoffs, because, yeah, Fernie was not getting any kicks down within the 20. It was quite pathetic, and he was actually becoming the laughing stock of the crowd. So, yeah, from what I've seen from him so far at practices, he's looking amazing. Yeah, he's lost weight, put on muscle, nailing kicks, so definitely think that he might be decent, and I believe he's on one of the best kicker watch lists for preseason awards.
Okay, and the guy you mentioned you brought in is Michael Bolin. That's the guy you mentioned who will be the kickoff guy and your starting punter.
Yeah. After we lost Reed Forrest, our punting has been horrible, and I don't know, I'm giving some of my Buffalo Bills fans a hard time for cutting him, so yeah, we were trying to promote the Reed Forrest for Heisman, but yeah, he's been gone for 2 years now, so I actually haven't seen much of Bolin at practice. I mean, I've been focusing on other things, but definitely will be interesting to see how well he punts and everything.
No, right, definitely will be. And Dan, before I let you go, man, I gotta ask you about sportsminds.org. I know you do a lot of writing for them. What's that all about, Dan?
Oh, yes, sportsmind.org. That's me and a couple friends that I go to school with here. We decided to start a blog about just a bunch of random sports, mostly Wazoo stuff, but we're also covering soccer, lacrosse, football, you name it. And yeah, definitely been writing a lot more there ever since I left in Lax. So.
No, that's true. Yeah, I know you've been writing a lot of soccer stuff, a lot of Seattle Sounders stuff, and you've been taking joy. You've been taking joy in the past few months at USA beating Canada in soccer repeatedly. You've been taking joy in the Olympics.
Yeah, it's definitely been a good time to be a American soccer fan, minus the men's national team, and be a soccer fan from Seattle, with especially the role that we're on right now after that horrible losing stretch that the Sounders had. And the team's actually down in Trinidad right now, about to beat Caledonia again.
No. That's not gonna happen. Like I told you, like I said, I'm half Trinidadian. That's not gonna happen, Dan. I hope it doesn't.
I don't know. We've been on form amazingly recently with Freddie Monroe and Eddie Johnson. And I don't know. I follow much Trinidadian leagues. You might, but I don't know. Don't think it compares much with MLS.
Yeah, well, like, I remember actually, they've been on part MLS. I know in the past before in CONCACAF, I think it was Joe Public. They actually beat New England in New England 2 years ago. So they've been some MLS teams before the Trinidadian teams.
Yeah, I actually remember catching one Joe Public, I saw one Joe Public game on TV and loved their symbol. It looks like a kind of a beachside crab shack kind of symbol or logo for it. So I don't know. They kind of won my heart, but as of right now, I hate the Trinidadian League until we beat them, and then I can go back to liking / being apathetic towards them. But it'll be a great game to watch either way.
No, most definitely will be. And Dan, it's been a blast having you on. Finally, you call in. We'll do it again sometime. Maybe we'll talk National Cross League with your Washington Stealth.
Yeah, I can't wait until they make the playoffs again.
We'll see about that, Dan.
Yeah.
All right, man. It's been a blast talking to you, dude.
Yeah, nice talking to you.
Of course, Dan. Talk to you later. Dan Shirley, sportsminds.org, frequent chat room user, Avry Sports Show. Wrote used for Inlax Creek Trust, NLL blog. Fantastic guy. Really funny cat. Check him out. His Twitter handle, @Dan Shirley. Fantastic stuff. We'll take another commercial break and be right back with much more. This is Avry Sports Show, the webcast on livestream.com/Avry Sports. Boogity, 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 boo! And we are back. Avry Sports Show, the webcast, livestream.com/Avry Sports. Want to call into the program? Number to call, 780-628-1771. Extension code 260. Anyway, folks, much more to talk about. Like I said, the Biosteel camp, I got into that. Wow, just having the privilege of going down there. It's outside Toronto. I'm not going to say where. But a fantastic camp. So many guys there. Steven Stamkos, Paul Bissonnette, PK Subban, Malcolm Subban, Mike Camilleri, Wojtek Walski, Thomas Carberley, Neil Yakupov, Alex Galiachuk. NHL guys galore at this camp. To watch, to be, 2-3 feet away from watching Steve Stamkos skate by you. It's like, that feeling is, oh my gosh, this dude is fast. And to be in this kind of camp, it's so much fun covering it, watching it, and being able to talk to these guys, a lot of great guys in the camp. And it's funny because we got into the camp, and not even 30 seconds once we arrived, we'd already run into Chris Stewart, Wayne Simmons, and Tyler Sagan. I thought that was funny as heck. Great camp. Fantastic stuff. Gotta thank Sonny Patek for his help. It helped me get to the camp. Absolute blast, Sonny. Thank you again, sir. Hopefully we can go back again next year. I loved it. Also met Catherine Dolan, Casey Hollins, and Adam Proto. Great, great people. The PR staff there, thanks to them, helped me out in the interviews. Such an absolute fun time covering this camp. And to Matt Nickel, Gary Roberts, guys who are running this whole thing, coaching the teams, making BioSteel what it is. Great supplement company. BioSteel is the future of sports drinks and sports performance. It's going to kill Gatorade, it's going to take out Powerade, it's going to take out all these other companies very soon. All the guys in the league drink it. It's better for you, full of energy. Put this in your system instead of those preservative-filled drinks. Drink the pink, people. Drink it up. Anyway, folks, NFL preseason, we're getting down. Things almost over. And week 1 is fast approaching. And guess what? We're going to have replacement refs. Ugh! Yes, the replacement refs are here to stay. At least for the first week. This is interesting because they've been bashed by the players, the coaches, the reporters, the fans. Everybody's taking their pot shots at these replacement referees. So, I mean, how is it going to work out for week 1 when the games matter? How much more complaints will we have? There's people saying that they're missing holding calls. Referees are forgetting some of the rules. They're unable to keep order. They're clueless. I mean, it's so tough for referees because, yes, you need to know the rules, but, man, talk about a headache. Because a lot of referees, some came from the Arena Football League, Division II NCAA, Lingerie League, high school leagues, yes, Lingerie League, some came from the LFL. And now you come into the NFL, the big lights, the big time, and everybody and their pet aunt is bashing you. I mean, that is just, what do? I guess you gotta have thick skin immediately if you're gonna be a referee in the NFL. Welcome to the big guy. Welcome to the big time, boys and girls. Because you're gonna hear it. If these referees screw up in the regular season, oh my gosh, that will not be the end of it. I mean, how long is referee locker gonna last? Into week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6? Will we get an entire season of replacement referee football? That would be interesting if we get an entire year of replacement referees. I think somebody might throw some off the Brooklyn Bridge if that happens. Just insane as to what's going on right now. But you know what, though? At least we have referees. They could have just said, okay, you know what? We're going to go NFL blitz here. No referees. Go ahead and drop kick the linebacker right in the chest. Why don't you, Arian Foster? Anyway, it's so insane right now, this referee strike. It doesn't appear to be any end in sight. With the lock, doesn't appear to be any end in sight. Doesn't appear to happen, I guess, for these guys, though. For the ones who come from Division III NCAA and Division II to the NFL in a few weeks. For them, this is a chance to shine if they get it right. I'm sure the pay for them now is a lot better. For them, they're grateful to be in this position right now, even if they're going to be called scab ref. To them, this is work. This is a chance to shine, and they'll take it any way they can. Can you blame them? No, you can't. You can't really blame them. If you got a chance to do this, to ref a game in NFL, or for a few more weeks, or for a whole year, you take it. You take that chance of promotion and being in the big time. You got to do it. It may never come again. And many referees right now are having their shot at doing it. So good for them. Good for them. I'll say that. Good for them to get their chance to shine refereeing in the National Football League. That's my take on that. In my opinion. What's your take? Want to call in? Number to call, 780-628-1771. Extension code 260. Or email the show at fightingpike1@hotmail.com. Avry Sports Show, the webcast. Livestream.com. Back in Edmonton, a little dark but warm. I only have one more week of vacation left, and then it's back to school for the last semester at NAIT before time to figure out the practicum, and that'll be very interesting to see where we end up. Every sports show, a lot of things coming up for the show very soon. It's gonna be a blast doing the show wherever we may be. Edmonton, Toronto, who knows? The future is bright. The future is friendly. Please don't sue me. Tell us. Oh boy, it's an absolute gong show here. Anyway, folks, 10 commercial break. I'll be right back, and we'll talk about UFC 151, Lance Armstrong. UFC 151, John Jones. Why you no fight Chael Sonnen? Why you ducking fights? Why you ducking Chael Sonnen, sir? You're the champ. Take whatever comes your way. You want to be the best? Beat everybody that challenges you. No, I don't want to fight Chael on 8 days' notice. Silly. Now UFC 151 is my take on that and more. Avry Sports Show, livestream.com/Avry Sports. Bring it! And we are back. Avry Sports Show, the webcast, livestream.com/Avry Sports. Want to call into the program? Number to call, 780-628-1771. The extension code 260. Anyway, folks, John Jones, UFC 151, the first ever canceled card in UFC history. What it could have been. We're going to have John Jones against Dan Henderson. Henderson couldn't fight Jones. Henderson was injured. And we had Chael Sonnen, the Mr. Big, well, the biggest talker in all MMA, although the man does back up his talk, he usually does. Chael was challenging John, let's fight. And John said he wasn't going to fight him. And Dana White has blamed Jones for this card being cancelled, and people are just bashing John Jones' camp. With due reason. Because the thing is, this camp is saying, the UFC is trying to put Jones in a compromising position. He can't take a fight in such short notice. John Jones has been training. He was training for Dan Henderson. He was training for a fight all the same. He's fight ready. So why is this, we can't fight in such short notice? You're ready for Dan Henderson, John. Why can't you fight Chael? It makes no sense. And the thing is, he's saying, Chael plays everybody like a fiddle. This is all for ratings. John will get a piece of this money too if you fight. It's so silly as to why John Jones is basically ducking Chael Sonnen. I just don't like it. You're the champion. Everybody wants a piece of you? Yeah. No, what a surprise. Everybody wants to fight the champ. Oh, did nobody tell John Jones that? Oh my gosh. It's just so silly. Why not take the fight? You take the fight, say you beat Chael, okay. Wow, Jones can beat anybody at any given time. But now, this just looks really silly because Dan Henderson, he tore his MCL during training, which is very unfortunate. And White, he offered his title shot, the light heavyweight title shot to Sonnen, and Jones saying no. So silly. It is so, and Chael Sonnen on Twitter, this is one of the few times because I'm on Chael Sonnen's side, because Chael on Twitter went and said to Jones, this is a quote here from Twitter. He said, 30 minutes to cement your legacy. Champ or coward? I make a lot more than you do. Show up in 8 days and I'll give you my purse. And when Chael says, I didn't. First time in 11-year history of the UFC being run by the Fertittas and Dana White that a card was canceled. That's embarrassing. That is very embarrassing. I don't know why you duck. You're the champ, man. All good fighters, all good champs take fights from all sides, no matter what sport, in combat sports. Muhammad Ali, he never ducked a fight. George Foreman never ducked a fight. Randy Couture never ducked anybody. I'm sure Brock Lesnar, when he fought, these guys fought everybody. The Gracies fought everybody. And you, John Jones, you're going to duck Chael Sonnen. With the fact that Chael saying he's going to give you his money from this fight. And you still say no. Why? Why? And he's saying it put you in a tough situation. So what, you're planning on just getting back out of shape again? A true champ is ready for anything. Anything. And the fact that you duck out like that, just absolutely silly. Everybody's mad at you, John, with good reason. I definitely see why. And apparently, John, this just gets even more funnier. That John asked Dana White, hey, tell Chael, stop calling me out. Why should Dana do that? Why should he do that for you at all, John? This guy is his head is in the sand so much. You are so oblivious right now, John Jones, to what's going on. You actually say that. Oh, gosh. You lost a lot of, to quote Dan Shirley, you lost a lot of street cred with this, John. A lot, man. And you know what? John Jones could beat 55 types of crap out of me, but still, either way, to duck a fight like this, you take Chael, you're the true champ. Now, you don't. Everybody and their grandmothers are calling you out. It's too silly. So ridiculous, John. Anyway, it's on you, sir. You made your own bed, Mr. John Jones. Now now you gotta lie in that. So what a silly situation. What a silly situation. I just don't know how much more to make of this. The champ says no. And he's supposed to be the best fighter right now in the company. Silly. Absolutely silly. Why don't you want to go through, John? Tell me that. Anyway, we're going to jump from that to one Mr. Lance Armstrong, who was stripped of his 7 Tour de France titles and banned for life from cycling by the USDA because for 13 years they've been dogging him, saying they have overwhelming proof that he doped, that he took drugs, that he cheated on his way to cementing his legacy as the greatest cyclist of all time. Here's one thing I hate though. The fact that all these that a bunch of sports have let the USDA become their alpha body and can ban people from the sport, I don't think is right. I think each sport should control themselves and have the USDA there as a form of punishment, but not the ultimate judge and juror. I think that is silly. And for Lance Armstrong, I say it once, I'll say it twice, I'll say it 3 times, I'll say it 4 times, I'll say it 18 times. Why wasn't this done in 2011, in 2010, 09, 08? You're telling me that, oh my gosh, in 1 year, so much breakthrough has happened. We now figure out that Armstrong was masking the drugs. It's been a witch hunt. 13 years. And they ban him. You know what though? If they came out with proof first, and then say we're taking your towels away, and you're being banned for life, well then, we can't argue that. But they haven't come out with anything yet. There's been no evidence. It's been hearsay. It's been, I saw Lance do this. I saw Lance do that. We have evidence. We claim we have all this evidence. Samples, drugs, failed tests. Where? Show me, please. Show it to me. Show it to Lance. Show it to every Tom, Dick, Harry, Bob, and Sally in the planet. Because where's your proof that Lance Armstrong is a doper? It's all accusations. You know what? You can say it. Everybody says, you know what? I saw him do it. All right. Did you film it? No. Did you have samples you can bring in front of me? You don't have them right now. Okay. I know everybody's saying, some people are going to be out there going to say, oh, don't be so naive, Avery. He was a doper. You know what? Okay. Say he was a doper, though. But the thing is, there's no proof. Bring out your evidence. Bring it out. Bring out all the samples. Bring everything out. The difference between, I think, this and Barry Bonds, because Barry Bonds, we saw a change in Barry Bonds' body that wasn't natural. It wasn't right, the way Barry Bonds changed. The man went from, yes, a fast and great outfielder with Pittsburgh and early days with San Fran. But the man became a freak. He became muscles coming out of his forehead. That's what Barry Bonds ended up becoming. And now that he's retired, he's coming back down to a normal size. We can see that Barry Bonds did something that wasn't right, from what we know. Lance Armstrong, I mean, it's just so silly right now. And Lance Armstrong, to this day right now, he's still introducing himself as a 7-time Tour de France winner, because technically the USDA cannot fully go through with their charges on the bans and the stripping of the title until they present the proof of failed drug tests or doping, something they claim Lance Armstrong took. They can't do it technically until then. So until then, Lance Armstrong is not a pure doper until I see all these charges. Bring them up to me, please. Bring them up to me. Anyway, folks, one more commercial break. Be right back to wrap up the show. Avry Sports Show, livestream.com/Avry Sports. In your face! Alright, and we are back. Avry Sports Show, the webcast, livestream.com. Let's wrap things up with a flurry of knowledge on your heads. Anyway, Edmonton Eskimos brought back Jerome Messam. Great stuff. Loved him here in Edmonton. Went to Miami. Didn't make the Dolphins. He's back now. But the backfield here in Edmonton, it's a teeny weeny bit crowded. Because now we got Cal McCarty, Hugh Charles, Corey Boyd, Jerome Messam. You have 4 backs now. Something's got to give. Who's going to get cut? I'm hearing some people say it's going to be Corey Boyd. I don't know about it. It's so interesting now as to what you're going to do with 4 running backs. You can't keep them all. It's great to have Jerome back. The dude Eskimos probably would have made the Grey Cup if he played in the Western Final. Fortunately, he tore the ACL in the Western Division Final, or Western Division semifinal against Calgary, which is very unfortunate. Missed the Western Final, and the Eskies got blown out in the Western Final to the BC Lions. Well, Jerome Messam is made for the CFL. He was the All-Canadian player last year. Fantastic dude, great interview. Good to see him back in green and gold. Eric Tillman, Kivitz Reed helped get that deal done today. The Edmonton Eskimos are a team right now that they're going to make some more noise in the Western Division. They got that win on the road this past weekend here, 27-16 in Toronto. Sacked their former leader, Ricky Ray, 4 times. They are a scary good team at 5-3. The West right now, it's a 2-horse race in my mind between Edmonton and BC. And they play Calgary next, Labor Day. Whoo-wee! Things are getting hot and spicy in the CFL. Anyway, folks, that's all the time we got for now. I'm Avery. This has been my sports show, and I am out of here! Talk to y'all next week. God bless. Peace!